And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Time.
Hey guys. Hey guys. That was weird, I know. I had to keep turning it down. Joni Mitchell's Blue is what I'm playing. Believe it or not, my first time listening to this album in full. I have never sat down and listened to this album fully. So it's nice to have that. I've been gone a while. Last few weeks have been some of the best and worst weeks of the year so far. I won't go into too much detail, but for those who did check up on me, thank you, I appreciate it. I'm so glad to be part of a community where I can make friends and I can be straight with people, and you guys only see me on camera really because most of my viewers are across the pond in the States. Granted, I've met two of you in person, so this is just going to be a thank you to everybody for waiting around for me, checking up on me, and just being friends, because I feel like my subscribers are my friends, and even the people I talk to on a regular basis, they are proper friends. But even if you're just subscribed and you tune in every now and again, thank you for doing that. Anyways, we're going to go old school here, and we're going to jump from genre to genre. There's going to be no rhyme or reason behind any of this stuff that I'm going to show you. So yeah, let's get into this, kicking things off with the 7-inch singles I picked up. Shalamar, there it is. Back to If I Don't Want to Be the Last One to Know. Dead Giveaway. Backed with I Don't Want to Be the Last to Know. Shalamar, I Owe You One. Backed with The Right Time for Yours. This is early Shalamar, which is maybe my favourite Shalamar period. I'm a big fan of Shalamar, but I do like their early stuff. So I had to grab that. Phil Collins, You Can't Hurry Love. Backed with I Cannot Believe It's True. Rose Royce, Car Wash. Could not remember if I had this or not already, but grabbed that. Backed with Water. Populi itself, XYZ. If you don't know this band, subscribe to David Michael, because he shows this band a lot on his channel. British band that not many people know about. Backed with Acts of Men. Picture Sleeve. One of the few songs I like from Populi itself, but I do agree they're one of the best British bands you've never heard of. And Avalon by Roxy Music, backed with Always Unknowing. So yeah, there we go. Turn that down just a little bit, it was getting a bit loud, and I don't want to be copyrighted out. I don't know what I'm going to show you guys first. Like I said, it goes all over the place here. I guess start with something I shared on Facebook. I don't share too much on the Facebook vinyl community page anymore, but what I do show tends to get a lot of likes. This is Inner Speaker by Tame Impala, my favourite Tame Impala album. This unfortunately is a reissue, I think a 2014-2015 reissue, but still my favourite Tame Impala album. I mean, I always flip back and forth between this and Currents, which was the album they put out a couple of years ago. But I'm getting my Tame Impala album collection back on track, or on track, I should say, for when their new album comes out in 2020. Because I didn't own any Tame Impala, so I figure I'll start at the beginning, and when I can find them at a price I'm willing to pay, I'll pick them up. So there's Inner Speaker by Tame Impala. I do like all of side 1. I think Alter Ego was really the song I heard that made me fall in love with this album. But just from start to finish, just a fantastic album. So there we go. There's that one. Give that a listen if you don't already. Let's jump straight to the Godfather of Soul, James Brown, Soul Classics Volume 2. I don't have enough James Brown in my collection. I keep trying to get more, but all you really find is really bad albums on really bad labels. This one's on Polydor, so yeah, it's actually a good compilation, and it's got a lot of my favorite tracks on here. Honky Tonk, Get Up, Get Into It, Get Involved, King Heroin, Mother Popcorn, Get on the Good Foot, Part 1. Yeah, just a great compilation, and glad I have more James Brown in the collection finally, because I never ever pick up enough stuff, like I said, from him. Continuing on, I Never Know Where to Go. This is what I was listening to just last night. Michael McDonald, If That's What It Takes. Of course, has I Keep Forgetting on it, which was a big song for him. Famously sampled by Warren G on the hip hop scene. If you're a hip hop person, you'll know the sample right away. Quite a big sample. Yeah, great album from front to back. Not a bad song on it. And Michael McDonald's solo stuff has really grown on me a lot, because normally I prefer the stuff he did with Doobie Brothers, but his solo stuff has been growing on me quite a bit, in this album played a big part in that. I showed you the 7 of this earlier. I have the 12 of it as well. There it is, by Shalamar with the extended mix. Huge Shalamar fan, by the way. So yeah, you'll see a lot of their stuff throughout my channel. Again, back to If I Don't Want to Be the Last One to Know. So 3 times we've seen that song in this video today, but as a Shalamar fan, I don't care. Some classical. I very rarely pick up classical, but I wanted more classical in the collection, so I picked up Tchaikovsky's Selections from Swan Lake. Not actually Tchaikovsky, it's on the Music for Pleasure label, which I've talked about before, is a very cheap reissue label here in the UK. But it will do for a classical piece for now. But yeah, Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, nice little piece there. I'll show you the rest of my 12-inch singles before I continue on. Orange Juice Jones, The Rain, back with your song. Had picked up the 7 of this not too long ago. Nice to pick up the 12 on a Def Jam there. But yeah, really nice stuff. And then some house 12-inch singles, which I never really pick up house music, but when it's something that actually clicks in my ear, I'll pick it up. Giovanni D'Amico, Crywall EP, and there's a song on here called Love Me, which uses a very nice sample of a Nina Simone song. So that's what attracted me to that one. And then Milton Jackson Lessons Learned EP, See the Light and 5 Cities are on this one. This is deep house, but it's also quite minimal. So it's not too heavy, which I like. The fact that it's not too heavy, it's quite chilled, easy to listen to. Does get a bit repetitive, but could easily throw it into a mix if I needed to. What it is, it's on Black Key Records, and this is a defunct house label from Brighton. and one of the guys who was involved in the label, I don't know if he owned the label or anything, but the guy's dad came in and he had boxes and boxes of these 12s. Because what happened is these were released in around 2012 to 2014, so just before the vinyl resurgence here in the UK. So they put stuff out at pretty much the wrong time, and the label, I don't think the label exists anymore. The label kind of went bust, I think. So yeah, he couldn't do anything. The guy didn't want these 12s hanging around, so he dropped them in at the record store I worked in and said, here, just take these, I don't want anything for them, you guys can take them. And I picked out my two favourites and brought them home with me, so there we go. So yeah, just know, if you like house music, check these out, but if you're not into house music, I won't do needle drops and I will spare you from that. Moving on here, another album I shared on the Vinyl Community Facebook page. Maybe my favourite album from this group is Rio by Duran Duran. Out of their first 4 albums, this was the only one I was missing, which is weird because it's the one I see the most. Of course, it has Rio on it, has My Own Way on it, Hungry Like the Wolf on it, Save a Prayer is on this one. So nice to finally pick up a copy of that. Nice mint copy there, so had to grab that. Could not leave that sitting there. A piece of hip hop here, and I say a piece of hip hop because it's not a full album. Jerry the Damager, The Sun Rises in the East. American pressing, but only has 1 disc inside of it. It's meant to be a double album, and as one of my favourite DJ Premier produced albums, it's annoying that it hasn't got the full thing in it. Hopefully one day I'll find the second half, but for now I have half an album by one of my favourite producers, DJ Premier. So I mean, I'll happily have this. It's a rare album as it is, and it's the American pressing, so the quality of the pressing is slightly better, but it's only half the album, so good job it was chucked in for free. But I'm still really annoyed that there's only 1 album in there. What next? Where to go from here? Jazz. Jazz is something I've been getting into recently, especially through Motorix 247's contest, a jazz contest. This is an album I would have talked about, but hadn't shown you guys yet, so I didn't want to talk about it. Billie Holiday's Lady in Satin. I've passed up on a couple copies of this because it wasn't quite the quality I wanted it to be, but the last copy of this I found was a 2i Columbia. This is still on Columbia, so it's the American issue, but it's not a 2i or anything, which is slightly disappointing, but I'm just happy I have the album now and I can add it to my collection. So yeah, Lady in Satin, Billie Holiday. Quite enjoy Billie Holiday's music quite a bit, so I had to grab that, of course. We'll get on to the other piece of classical I have here, on Deutsche Grammophon, Steve Reich box set. I have no idea what this is. I grabbed it. It looked interesting from the cover and the name, drumming, music from mallet instruments, voices, an organ, 6 pianos. It's on Deutsche Grammophon, which is a great label for classical music, and it's a box set, which I don't really ever pick up box sets or classical, so it's something very, very different for me, but did not want to leave it sitting there, so obviously picked that up. Not too much more to get through. We're doing alright for time, actually. We're not doing I thought we'd be so much more running into the time here, but we're not. These next 3, I haven't listened to these yet, but I have picked them. I wanted to pick them up because of what they were. This is the soundtrack to Always. John Williams did the score. It's a still sealed copy, which I don't normally pick up sealed records unless they're like brand new or anything, but the seal's slightly broken, and it's a soundtrack from 1990 anyway, so figured I'll grab that. Never seen the film, but I do like John Williams' scores, and anything Steven Spielberg is alright in my book, so happily picked that up. Like I said, I'm taking a punt on this, so I really hope it's good, especially because I keep trying to get my soundtrack collection boosted a bit more as well. A bit of Huey Lewis in the news. The famous sports album with the famous song I Want a New Drug, which obviously, given the controversy between whether that came out first or Ghostbusters came out first, and the whole "you copied me" sketch between him and Ray Parker Jr. I mean, you can hear the similarities between the two songs, definitely. But this is 1983, so technically this did come out before Ghostbusters. They are very, very similar though. But yeah, I do like this album. I do like Huey Lewis in the News, I must admit. But this is only my second album by them, so had to grab that when I saw it there. So happily picked that up. Do like the cover as well, actually. Yeah, nice cover there. So had to grab that one, and I will leave you with this. Not where I wanted to leave it, but it's where it's going to be led. Where I'll be leaving you. Spirit. Feedback. Not that much into Psych, as a lot of you may or may not know, but Spirit is a band I love and respect, and I'll say kind of compulsively collect, even though realistically I don't collect as much of their stuff as I wish I could. American pressing of this on the Epic label. So yeah, nice to grab that. And yeah, Psych is a genre I'm not that into, but there's a few bands I like that I'll pick up. So there is that. And with that, that's going to do it for this video. Guys, thanks so much for tuning back into the channel. Again, sorry for my absence over the last few weeks. With what I've had going on, I've not been in the mood to pick anything up, so bit of luck. We will continue this not too long from now, so yeah, I'll see you guys again hopefully very soon, and take care. Alright, peace.